Merry Christmas, everyone. The day has finally come. Today is the release of version 2.0 for Silver State RP, and in this video I'm going to be going over the entire changelog for version 2.0, top to bottom, explaining everything very in-depth and showing you in-game what everything looks like. So, no more wait, let's hop in game and I'll show you what's new. Okay, so when you first load into the server, this is what you'll see. We have create new character, refresh, settings, disconnect, and then our list of characters here. If I click create new character, I have some things here to fill out. My character's first name, last name, date of birth, gender, department, and Twitter name. Twitter name's not really relevant since we have a phone script, but you can fill it out if you want to. Once you fill out the information in here and you select create a character, make sure you select your department as well. This is Discord role based, so if you have DPS roles, you're going to see DPS. If you have civilian roles, which everyone does, you'll see civilian. Same thing for fire, etc. So select your department, select create character, and this will automatically create a character in the CAD with the information that you filled out here. Information like phone number, height, weight, and stuff will not be filled out because it's not an option in here. So if you want to fill that stuff out, you need to go into the CAD and manually update that. So go ahead and create your character, and then over here you'll see it pop up. Play as character John Bordeaux, civilian. Play as Ross Northern Cotton, BCSO, so it'll list your character's department onto the side there. Once you select your character, you'll see spawn locations that are dependent on which department you're a part of. So for BCSO, I have all of the BCSO and Roxwood County and Marshall stations listed here. So I'm going to go ahead and click the BCSO Sonora station. And now here I am at the BCSO Sonora station. If I want to switch which character I'm playing as, I'll just do /FW for framework. And that'll open up this page again. And now I'll click John Bordeaux. And I'll click Legion Square. And now here I am in Legion Square. If I hold the up arrow, you can see my server ID, my Discord ID, player name, John Bordeaux, department civilian. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my other one though, so I'll do /FW. This is also a good time to go through settings as well with the framework. So if I click settings, I have the option for turning off cloud spawning, which is like the GTA 5 animation that you saw where like it zooms out above my character and then zooms me back in to spawn. I can turn off the image slideshow. I can change the color gradients, framework position, which is this bar over here. I can keep it on the left, move it to the center, or move it to the right side. And then this stuff here is the priority AOP display on your screen, so you can hide or show that, and then you can also position it from in here as well. And then here's the save button for when you want to save all of that stuff. In order to move your priority and AOP stuff, you need to first display it, and then you need to unlock, and then you can just use your mouse to grab it and move it up wherever you want it. So now I'm going to go ahead and once again select my R Northern Cotton character. And now I'm spawned in, and as you can see, if I hold the up arrow, there's my server ID, my Discord ID. The player name has now changed to Ross Northern Cotton because that's the character I just selected, and my department has changed to BCSO because that's what the character in the framework's department is. The next feature of the framework that I'll go over is the ID script. So we don't have the /giveID anymore. Instead, it's /showID, and then the person you want to give it to is player ID. So if I hold the up arrow, my server ID is 1, so I want to give it to myself. So I would do /showID space 1. And I'll give the ID. So you can see the picture doesn't really match up right now. That's because my monitor is a weird resolution. I don't have a 1080p monitor. So if you have a 1080p monitor, it'll look perfect. It'll match. But I don't have that, so it doesn't fill out correctly. So you can see it has my character's name, my character's date of birth that I filled out with the framework, his gender, his height, um, and my signature as well. In order to get this off my screen, I'll hit G, and you can do this for anyone in the server just by holding the up arrow and finding their server ID and doing the command, and it'll give it to them. So the next thing that I'm going to go over is the phone script. So by pressing F7, that'll open up the phone. Everything as far as functionality is pretty much exactly the same. The only thing that's different with the framework integration is that each character that you create in the framework will now have their own phone number. So if I open up the phone icon, you can see Ross Northern Cotton's phone. You can see here's my number. It ends in 2420. Now if I change my character to John Bordeaux, I'm not going to teleport this time, and I open up the phone. Now my number ends in 3709, and that is not just for show. It is a actual full different phone number with the phone script logged in a database. So now in the CAD you can set each phone number separately for each character and not have to just, guess which character somebody's trying to call or talk to when they call you on the phone. This will also carry over to apps like social medias. So if I make a Instapic account with John Bordeaux's phone and then I switch characters, I won't have that account on my other characters' social media. So that also applies to like install apps. So if I install apps onto this phone and then I switch to my other character, they won't be there for the other character unless I install them on their phone. So everything is specific to each character that you create in the framework. So the next thing that we'll go over is Sonoran Radio. I'm not going to go over how to use everything in the script. I'm just going to go over some of the key details. If you want to know how to use the script, then you need to watch the law enforcement guide for the radio that will be posted when this comes out. So let me go ahead and just turn the radio on. So you can see some of the key features here. They're pretty similar to Sonoran Radio. One of the cool ones is that if I key up, you can see who is talking on the radio, so it puts my call sign on there. Also, I can sift through channels a little easier, so you can see each zone is listed here: Blaine County, Los Santos County, Roxwood County, DPS, and statewide. And then by clicking on the zones, I can see the channels within them. These can also be keybinded, and I go over my recommended keybinds in the law enforcement guide video. Scan lists, and then settings. This is where a lot of the cool stuff is. So the main cool thing is that you no longer have to worry about your Windows microphone and what it's set to. You can change your microphone directly inside of the radio script from in-game, and it will update live. If I select my mic, I can also mic check myself to make sure I'm not having any issues by clicking this button. Check. So you can hear there my mic check. And I can also change my SFX volume and my own volume as well. This is where you move and resize, background audio, siren volume, and also you can change your radio's frame for both on foot and in a vehicle directly from here also on your own client side. So if I want my radio to have a different border, I can change that, and it'll change just for me and not for anybody else. So it's totally up to you which one you want to use. We're not going to restrict you on that. But yeah, you can change that totally on your own end, yeah, it's up to you. So another really cool aspect of Sonoran Radio. Some other cool features of the radio are stuff like radio animations. So once they're turned on, you can select, if you want to have a chest radio and your pet will reach up and grab a chest mic. If you want to have a shoulder one, he'll reach up and grab a shoulder mic. Same thing for handheld. And also when you're in a vehicle, there's a separate animation where you actually grab the microphone inside of your car and talk into it. So lots of really cool stuff like that. And additionally, this script also comes with working earpieces. So if you do not have a earpiece in-game and someone's talking on the radio and you're near a civ or whoever, they will be able to hear your radio transmissions coming through your microphone next to you. So if you're wearing an earpiece, they won't be able to hear it. So it's just another really cool quality of life aspect, and another thing, you won't always be able to hide things from civs now, because you have to choose whether you want to wear an earpiece or not. Sonoran Radio also has phone script integrations, so by opening the phone and going to the calling app and dialing 911, when there's an active dispatcher, I can actually speak to them and they can take my call. I'm going to go ahead and hang up now because there's no one to answer the call. But if there were someone available to answer the call, I could speak to them, talk to them. It will display my phone number and the name of the civilian I have selected in the framework that is calling. If I hang up, they can redial me and recall me. And the best part about it, dispatch does not need to be in game, so this is all through an out-of-game dispatch panel that they can answer remotely and recall and put the number in the call notes and etc. So another extremely cool feature that will open the door to many different RP opportunities in the server. And that's really just the tip of the iceberg with Sonoran Radio. Like I said, we're going to go over more in depth the radio in the law enforcement guide for it. But even just the stuff I mentioned is super cool. Lots of really cool details with it, and we're looking forward to using it. So the next thing that we'll go over is the new map. In the past, we used a satellite map for our in-game map. We've now switched to this darker style map. At the time of recording this, there's still some fine-tuning to be done, like some of these spaces and whatnot, but that'll all be fixed by the time this video comes out. But I'll quickly go over some of the changes as far as we changed some jurisdictional outlines with this as well. So the first most glaring one is that Davis has been removed entirely, and it has been combined with Central LS and the airport to make the city of Los Santos. So this will be controlled by LSMPD, so it's a pretty wide area. Another change is that the university has now become a part of Del Perro. Del Perro has expanded slightly out this way and above to cover the university, so it's no longer a part of North Los Santos. We've also made changes to the Alamo Sea. Instead of, we cut off this little part of Marina that was just kind of straggling, and now it's just kind of a straight line other than the inclusion of these residences. And then of course Roxwood up here in its current form. All of the current chunks, the city of Roxwood plus Marina Beach, Juniper, and both state parks, as well as Whetstone County over here, have all been added. There's map blips for everything as well. So blue houses represent enterable house interiors, and then everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Every one of these map blips though is an enterable interior, so none of them are just a random area. Every map blip represents something that you can enter, some kind of building that you can go inside of. But once you click on them, over here you can see it kind of labels what a lot of them are. But yeah, all of these are interiors. They're labeled, so yeah, we look forward to seeing those get used. So next I'll go over the HUD. As you can see, it's very different than what we previously used. It's highly customizable as well, and I'll go over each thing that's customizable and what they do and how to change them. So by doing /settings in chat, I open up this settings box, and you can see welcome to JG HUD, blah 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 blah. It explains pretty much everything that I'm about to go over here. Performance mode. So if you have a lower end PC and you're having issues with kind of stuttering or lagging in game, you can set the performance mode of the HUD to lower or higher depending on what your PC specs are, and it will use less of your CPU in exchange for a slightly delayed response in the HUD. So play around with it. If you're getting performance issues in game, maybe try going to balance mode. If you're still getting them, maybe go lower. If you're playing in balance mode and you're perfectly fine, maybe try going up to performance mode. It's totally up to you to decide what you want to do. But it's a cool feature. Nice that they thought of that, and a cool thing for you to try out as well. There's also support for ultra wide displays. As you can see there at the bottom, you use full screen width on ultra wide. I don't have an ultra wide, so I'm not going to turn that on, but it's an option there for you if you want to use it. So now I'm going to move my mouse over here to the far left side, and you can see that all of this stuff opens up, and this is where you can change the individual layouts of the different HUDs for like on foot, in a vehicle, your health, player info, that type of stuff. And I'm going to go through each one of these and kind of explain to you what the stuff means. So the first one, map and compass. Show minimap on foot. If you disable it, it'll get rid of the minimap when you're on foot. Show north blip in minimap, so that will put like north, I guess it would be down here, and then if you turn around, it'll always show you where north is on your map, regardless of what direction you're currently heading. Move compass down when minimap is hidden. So if your minimap gets hidden, like if you're on foot, it'll get rid of the compass, and then when you get back into a car and it'll show your minimap, it'll show the compass as well. You can also change the style of your minimap, so you can have the rectangular one like I do. You can have the circular one, kind of like GTA 4 or the past GTA games. Or you can have the squared one with the hard edges. I prefer the rectangular one with the rounded edges. And then this is the stuff for the compass. This is the same type of stuff that is in the minimap. Show it on foot. Follow camera direction, so depending on where you point your camera, the compass will follow that and update with it. And then show nearest postal. It'll show it right here. You can see 346. And then you can also change your compass style. So minimal will just have the street name and your nearest postal. Minimal small will have the direction and the road and postal. And then advanced will have this full compass, your directional degrees, and then your street and postal. And it'll also show you how close you are to that postal. So I'm 282 feet away from postal 346. And then same thing with the border outlines, slightly rounded, fully rounded, or square. I like slightly rounded. And then you can change the colors and stuff as well. Player health. This has some stuff that we will not be using, like food, sanity, stamina, water, that type of stuff. We're not an ESX server, so we don't use that stuff. But health and armor we do use. So you can change the different colors for your health. You can also change what the outlines look of them. So you can see the progress outline. So what that'll do is this outline will go down as your health or armor goes down. Progress fill. The color will drain out of this as you start to lose health and armor. Percentages, self-explanatory. You can see these blinking because they're at 0 because we don't use them. And then progress bars, pretty self-explanatory as well. I'll go over how to hide this stuff later on because you're going to want to hide it because we don't use them. But I'm also going to change mine back to progress fill. And then you can also select slightly rounded, fully rounded, square for the border radiuses. Moving on to cars and bikes, there are a ton of different speedometer styles, so I'll go through all of those real quick. So the first one is Modern, Modern Pro, Retro, Analog, Bold, and Minimal. These will also change slightly depending on if you're in an electric vehicle or a gas-powered vehicle, so keep that in mind as well. I prefer retro, so I'm going to leave that on. Flash speed limit sign when speeding, so you can see right here is the speed limit sign, so I have that turned on, so if I go above 60 miles per hour, that'll flash at me and tell me I'm speeding. Indicator sounds are like your turn signals and hazards. Enable seatbelt warning sound, self-explanatory, and plug and unplug like the seatbelt click sound. US sign style, if you click UK, it just puts the current speed limit in a red and white circle. I think that looks dumb personally, so I like that one. And then you can change the borders and the color outlines as well. Bicycle. So there are a few different options here. Computer, modern, and minimal. I like computer. So this will show your elevation, your speed, and your power. and you can change the colors as well. Boats. You have indicators on here for engine, light, and anchor. There are keybinds in your 5M keybinds towards the top for your anchor and your lights, your engine, your turn signals, all of that stuff. So you can go and set those on your own depending on what you want them to be. And then there's also, and then you can also set the colors for what you want them to be also. Aircraft also has some settings, analog gauges and digital gauges for your pitch, roll, head, airspeed, altitude, and fuel. And then you also have engine, light, fuel, gear, stall, and you can also turn on the stall warning sound or turn it off. Like most of these, you can change the border radius to rounded or square, and then you can also customize the colors as well. Same thing for trains. There's only one option for the style, but you can change the colors and the border. If you were to actually get into a train, this would display the next station that would be on your stop, so it will automatically detect that and tell you where the next station is. And then there's indicators for the rest of the stuff. Player info has a bunch of different options as well. So you can see this will change the style of my player info. I like masonry large, and what that is basically is my server ID number, the time, and my indicator for when I'm speaking. So if I hold N, you can see this update to show that I'm talking. You can see alignment, server time, and local time. This just makes, if you select local time, this will change to whatever the time is on your PC. I don't know why you would want that in game, so I select server time. Like most of these, you can select the border radius and then customize the color as well. And same thing for your voice chat down here. Weapons, I don't have this on my screen, so I can't show this to you, but it's the same thing. You have a few options: slightly rounded, fully rounded, and square, and it will basically show what weapon you have, how much ammo you have, and it'll have a meter for your ammo as well. You can change the alignment, you can change the colors, per usual with the rest of the stuff. Vehicle controls. This can be toggled with F6 once you're inside of a vehicle. You can also change that keybind in your keybinds if it conflicts. There's also background colors that you can change per usual. But basically, I'll go over what these buttons do in the portion where I'm in a vehicle. But you can kind of see, hazards, seatbelts, all that type of stuff. Import and export. This is where you can share your layouts of the HUD with other people. So there will probably be a section in the Discord for this, if I had to guess. If you want to share your HUD presets with other people so they can use them, mine will be posted in the Discord somewhere if you want to copy mine. But yeah, just make sure that you change this to whatever your resolution is if it's different from what the person sharing has. Now that we've gone through all of that stuff, in order to move this stuff around, you're going to come up here and click Edit Sizes, Positions, and Visibility, and now you'll see this grid appear. So with this grid, what I can do is move around all of this stuff, and it will snap to this grid. You can also turn off the grid snapping and just freely move it. I don't like that, so I'm going to turn that off. In order to hide components like this food meter, we don't use food, so I'm going to turn that off. I just need to hit the I, and now it'll be gone. And I'm also going to turn this off to show hidden components because I don't want to show those. So once I get this all positioned exactly where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and click Finish Editing, and then click this X, and there we go. Now my HUD is all set up the way I want it. So another thing that's cool that was requested was dumpster hiding. So this isn't like just a few dumpsters. This is literally every dumpster in the game that you can find that is anywhere. You walk up to it, and you'll see the prompt. Press F to hide in the dumpster. And here I go. I am climbing into the dumpster, and now I'm inside of it. So I'm hiding in here. This has a bunch of really cool opportunities as well, because I can search the dumpster as law enforcement as well, and right now it says just garbage, but if I were LEO and you were inside of that, it would tell me there's someone inside of this dumpster. So more endless opportunities for scenes with this. I can already just see the interactions, so I hope to see this getting used on 2.0. So the next thing that I want to go over is the new Taser script for law enforcement. This Taser has a bunch of features. As you can see, as soon as I bring out my Taser, I have this little HUD that shows my battery percentage and the version of the script. So if I point and try and fire now, I cannot do so because my Taser safety is on. So I need to turn off the safety by pressing X. And now you can see Taser is armed. And you can also see the two lasers that are on his leg. So if I go ahead and fire the Taser, you can see the probes are in him, and you can also see the wires actually coming out of my Taser. These will stay in whichever direction I move. If I do move too far away, they'll snap off, so I need to be careful of that. Another feature, I have a flashlight, so if I press J, you can kind of see it there. Let me change the time to night. So if I point the Taser at him and I press J, you can see my Taser now has a flashlight. And then I can also disable the laser by pressing L. You can see my laser turned off there. And it'll turn off and on. I'm going to change the time back to day. And in order to remove the probes, I just walk up to them and press E. Prongs have been removed. Some departments have policies requiring you to call for EMS when a Taser has been deployed. BCSO has that, so consult your own department as far as it goes removing probes. So some other features of this is that it has a drive stun, so if I press N, you can hear the Taser arcing. So that will work also if I just walk up to this guy without firing the Taser, and I press N. So I drive stun him, and you can see he gets up a lot quicker than if I fire the probes. And additionally with that, if I tase him, I can either press the trigger and fire another set of probes. So after I fired my other set of probes, you can see Taser has no more cartridges. If I want to reactivate the probes that are in him, I can press N to arc my Taser. And that will reactivate the probes that are currently in him. So pretty cool script, really in-depth, and I think it'll be something that the community will greatly benefit from. So another new feature that is specific to law enforcement is the Doppler effect for radars. So what that means basically is it is an audible indicator to vehicle speeds. So if I go ahead and click same, and there it is. So that sound, the pitch changes depending on how fast the vehicle that the radar is picking up is going. So the lower the speed, the lower the pitch, the higher the speed, the higher the pitch, basically. So if I go out somewhere on the highway, so now I'm on the highway and you can hear the pitch is getting way higher because the vehicle speeds are higher. So it's pretty much just an audible indicator of how fast cars are going. It's supposed to catch your attention, so if you're somewhere where the speed limit's low and then you hear something like this, you know, whoa, somebody is flying past me or somebody is flying somewhere. So this is pretty customizable. You can turn it completely off if you want to. You can put it just on your front radar, just on your rear radar, or both. And you can also change the audio on it. I'm going to go over how to do that in the law enforcement guide, so feel free to go and watch that to get a better understanding of how to use the settings with this. But yeah, another small update, but something that was very highly requested that we were able to implement for you guys. So, keeping with the theme of vehicles, there are a ton of changes to vehicles. This is something that you guys have been very vocal about and complained about quite a bit. So we decided to do a full overhaul of not only vehicle controls, but the handling of vehicles and some extra stuff as well that we thought you would like. So the first thing is to do with the HUD. So turn signals have moved to the arrow keys, so left arrow key, right arrow key, and up arrow key. Also, the vehicle controls that we talked about earlier by pressing F6. So you can see on screen now, I have a start and stop engine. So now my engine's off. Now it's on. I can also control the turn signals from in here, hazards, cruise control, I'll go over that in a minute, headlights, interior lights, hood, all my doors. So from the driver's seat you can see I can control all of these doors, and they're numbered, driver 2, 3, 4, and I can also control my windows from in here. And these allow me to swap seats, so driver, front passenger, rear passenger side, and rear driver side. So you can see as I change seats, the only doors and windows that I can control are the seat that I'm in, but if I'm in the driver's seat I can control everything. So this is really cool. I like this a lot. It's going to make it way easier to roll your window down and stuff when you're on T-stops or whatever. Looking forward to using that. So some other things that have been updated are vehicle damage, and with that, vehicles have airbags now. So let me go ahead and try to get those to deploy. So there you can see, I rear-ended that guy, my airbag's deployed, and now they're deflated. So in order to get rid of those now, I'll do Alt and X, and that will get rid of the airbags. But that's another thing that doesn't really change much about how the cars operate, but it's just a visual and audible thing. But law enforcement reports have sections for like airbag deployment and stuff, so that's something that they can add. You can also see my car is still running, so vehicles no longer just die immediately after hitting something. Some of these HUD options have meters that show your engine damage, like this one, 84%. Wheel damage, as you just heard, has also been updated, so wheels don't just fall off all the time now. Depending on how you damage your vehicle, it will influence how your wheels are damaged as well. So I went head on with that guy and it popped my tire instead of just making the whole wheel fall off. So you can see my tire is completely flat and it's about to fall off the rim. So your wheels still can fall off completely, but it just depends on how much you damage your vehicle. So another thing that's new is seatbelts. Not so much that they're in the server, but their functionality. If you are not wearing your seatbelt and you crash at high speeds, you will go flying through your windshield. That's not, a chance thing. That is, like, you will go flying through your windshield. So make sure you wear your seatbelt. It applies to passengers also. Law enforcement vehicles automatically put your seatbelt on and off, but civilian vehicles will not. So that's something to take note of, because previously if you crashed without your seatbelt on, it didn't really do anything, but now it does. Vehicle handling is another thing that we touched up on. Cinematic rollovers exist, so if you take a really sharp turn like I'm about to now, so I'm going to try and get this to do it. It's kind of hard to do it on purpose. There it goes. So if you take a really hard turn, chances are your car is going to flip. It's just how it rolls, literally how it rolls. It's kind of hard to do on purpose. I honestly can't believe I got it on the first try, but you need to be mindful of how you're turning. Another thing to do with vehicle handling is hydroplaning. So your vehicle is going to handle differently in the rain than it would normally. So at the speed limit, I feel no difference right now. The driving is fine. As I start to speed up and I get like 75 and up, like 80 miles per hour. Yep, this is not good. I'm losing control of the vehicle. It is very hard to turn, very hard to keep control. So your car will handle differently in the rain, and it will be very difficult to control. So vehicle functionality has changed, and it's become more realistic, and hopefully that's something that you guys will like. Another cool part of the HUD that has to do with vehicles is cruise control. So while driving, if I press J on my keyboard, you can see the indicator light there that is green, and it has set my cruise control. So this works with law enforcement radars, so it's not like other cruise control scripts where it shows a much higher speed than what you're actually at. This works extremely well. It's been tested. I tested it myself. So yeah, cruise control was something that was also extremely requested across the board, so we're glad that this HUD included a cruise control script that actually works, and that you guys will get to use. Another new thing to do with vehicles as well is vocal GPS. This is optional. You can toggle it on with /V GPS.
Please drive to highlighted route.
And there he goes, yapping at me, so I'll let him yap.
Turn left. In 200 meters, turn left. Turn left onto Smoke Tree Road.
And arrived at destination. So, and again, not something that's really game-changing, but it's another quality of life thing that's kind of cool. So, another thing to check out. Another new thing as far as vehicle features go is you can now push vehicles. So, if I walk up to my car and I hold left shift and E, I can push my car. This has just endless opportunities for fun scenes, such as what I'm doing right now, pushing it down a highway or in the middle of the road or all kinds of stuff. So this was, we held a community vote. It was either this or trunk hiding, and you guys wanted this, so here it is. So lastly, to do with vehicles is refueling. So gone are the days of pulling up to a gas pump, honking your horn, and filling up gas from inside your car. No, no, no. You can see my fuel is at 19% there on the HUD. So now I have to get out of my car, walk over to the gas pump, grab the nozzle, put it into my vehicle, and you can see the meter going up there, the percentage. Alright, 67 is fine. Take it out, put it back on the pump, get in my car. Now you can see my gas is at 68%, and that is the new way to refuel your vehicle from now on. So it's going to make it a little more difficult, especially during like vehicle pursuits and stuff. So make sure that you got gas, because you probably won't be able to refuel that quickly anymore while you're in a vehicle pursuit or something. So keep that in mind. And last but certainly not least is Roxwood County Patrols. So if you're not familiar with Roxwood, for scale, this is Paleto Bay down here, and this is Roxwood County up above it. So Roxwood County has been in development for a few years now. It's not even done yet as far as where they want it to end up, but it is a fully functional map add-on for 5M, and we will be opening up patrols to it in 2.0. So the Roxwood County Sheriff's Office will be based off of Douglas County, Nevada, and they will have control over this town over here, which is Juniper, as well as jurisdiction over the entire county. This is Marina Beach here, and that is the partial city of Roxwood, which is going to be expanded upon much more in the future by the developers. But for the purposes of our server, we have bunched the city of Roxwood and Marina Beach together to form the city of Roxwood. So Roxwood PD will cover that, and they are based off of Reno PD in Nevada. And then obviously the Highway Patrol, Nevada Highway Patrol, will have statewide, countywide jurisdiction as well, and jurisdiction over the highways and interstates. The map also has 2 state parks, which will be great for the state park rangers, which is DPS subdivision as well. So this is Roxwood State Park, and then over here is Fogstone Basin, which is another state park in the server. And also in Fogstone Basin is the border for another county, which the natural border is this lake, but anything past it is Whetstone County, and we have not decided what Whetstone County will be yet at the time of this recording. Whetstone County barely even exists so far, but we have been wanting to use Roxwood for many, many years. The first time I ever played on Roxwood was like 2 years ago when it was just Marina Beach and none of this stuff back here even existed yet. So I'm very, very excited to begin using it, very excited to try it out, and I hope that you all are as excited as I am. And that is everything for version 2.0 as far as the changelog goes. I hope that this update met all of your expectations. I am certainly very excited to begin using it. And I just want to thank you all again for your continued support. We wouldn't be able to be in a position to do an update like this if it wasn't for our member base and the support that we've gotten over the last year and a half. So thank you very much for that. If you're interested in joining, the link is in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. All the best.